In the remote village of Evergreen Hollow, nestled among towering trees and winding streams, lived an elderly man named James. Despite his age, James was known for his adventurous spirit and kind heart. One day, while exploring the dense forest, James stumbled upon a wounded fox. Compassion swelling in his chest, James decided to nurse the fox back to health, bringing it to his humble cabin. James had 2 children, but they were grown and lived far away, leaving him feeling very alone after his wife passed away. Now, with the company of this fox, his solitude was lessened. As the days passed and the fox healed, the bond between them grew stronger. James no longer felt as lonely. He had his faithful companion by his side, a fox that brought joy and companionship to his life. As the days turned into weeks, the fox, whom James affectionately named Rusty, grew stronger and more playful. They shared peaceful moments in the serene forest, with James often talking to Rusty about his memories and deepest thoughts. Although Rusty couldn't respond with words, his attentive eyes and gentle presence provided James with a sense of comfort and understanding. James and Rusty's unique friendship soon became the talk of Evergreen Hollow. The villagers were accustomed to seeing dogs or cats as pets, but a fox was something entirely unexpected. Some people found it strange and even doubted James's sanity, while others admired the unusual bond. Regardless of what others thought, James knew that his connection with Rusty was special and cherished it deeply. As time passed, James's children, concerned about their father's health, decided to hire a caregiver named Henry, who claimed to be an expert in elderly care. They hoped Henry could assist James with the challenges of aging. However, as soon as Henry arrived, Rusty, who was usually calm around strangers, became noticeably agitated and distrustful. James was puzzled by Rusty's unusual behavior but couldn't ignore the fox's instincts. James noticed that Rusty would growl and act defensively whenever Henry was near. Despite Henry's efforts to befriend the fox, Rusty remained on edge, never letting his guard down. This behavior worried James, as he trusted Rusty's instincts and began to question Henry's true intentions. The unease lingered, creating a tension-filled atmosphere in the house. Concerned about the growing tension, James's daughter, Emily, decided to visit. She was determined to understand the root of Rusty's distress. Observing the interactions between Henry and Rusty, Emily noticed subtle signs that something was amiss. She paid close attention to the fox's reactions and Henry's behavior, looking for clues that might explain Rusty's unease. Emily's observations led her to believe that Henry might not be as trustworthy as he seemed. She decided to dig deeper into his background, conducting her own investigation. Meanwhile, Rusty continued to be vigilant, never leaving James's side. The fox's unwavering loyalty only strengthened Emily's resolve to uncover the truth about Henry. One evening, while reviewing Henry's background, Emily discovered troubling inconsistencies. There were discrepancies in his references and previous employment records that painted a dubious picture of Henry. Determined to confront him, Emily shared her findings with James, who was shocked but grateful for his daughter's vigilance. Together, they decided to observe Henry more closely without revealing their suspicions. As days went by, Emily and James noticed Henry's increasingly suspicious behavior. He would often sneak around the house late at night, rummaging through drawers and cabinets. Rusty's agitation grew more pronounced during these times, as if the fox could sense the impending danger. Emily and James decided it was time to take action before anything worse happened. Late one night, Emily was awakened by Rusty's frantic barking. She quickly got up and followed the fox downstairs, where she found Henry attempting to break into James's safe. Without hesitation, Emily confronted Henry, demanding to know what he was doing. Henry, caught off guard and desperate, tried to justify his actions but was unable to provide a convincing explanation. Rusty, sensing the heightened tension, positioned himself protectively between Emily and Henry, growling menacingly. The noise woke James, who rushed to the scene. Seeing his father, Emily, and Rusty standing together against Henry, filled James with a renewed sense of determination. He called the police while Rusty continued to guard them, his eyes never leaving Henry. As the police arrived, Henry attempted to flee, but Rusty, quick and agile, blocked his path. The officers apprehended Henry swiftly, and as they escorted him out, Emily explained the situation. They found evidence of Henry's plans, hidden documents that revealed his true intentions. The betrayal stung, but the family was relieved to have uncovered the truth before any harm could come to them. With Henry in custody, James turned to Rusty, kneeling down to pat his loyal friend. "You saved us, Rusty," he said, his voice filled with gratitude. Emily nodded in agreement, tears of relief in her eyes. The police commended Rusty's bravery, noting how rare it was to see such a bond between a human and a fox. The following days were filled with a whirlwind of emotions. James, Emily, and Rusty received an outpouring of support from the community. Neighbors and friends visited to offer their assistance and to marvel at Rusty's heroic actions. The local news even featured a story about Rusty, calling him the guardian fox of Greenhill. As life gradually returned to normal, the bond between James, Emily, and Rusty grew even stronger. Rusty became a local hero, often seen accompanying James on his walks through the village. Children would run up to Rusty, eager to pet the brave fox who had protected their town. One sunny afternoon, as James and Rusty strolled through the village, they noticed a new family moving in. Among them was a young boy who seemed particularly fascinated by Rusty. James smiled, thinking about how Rusty's story might inspire this new generation. "Hey there," James called out. "This is Rusty, the bravest fox you'll ever meet." As the young boy approached Rusty with wide-eyed wonder, James couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and gratitude. Rusty wagged his tail, accepting the boy's gentle strokes. It was a moment that encapsulated the spirit of Greenhill, a community bound by courage, compassion, and the extraordinary bond between humans and animals. James knew that Rusty's presence had become a symbol of resilience and hope for the entire village. The fox, once a helpless creature in need, had transformed into a beacon of bravery and friendship. As he watched the young boy play with Rusty, James felt a deep connection to his community, strengthened by the shared experiences and the collective spirit that had grown over time. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over Greenhill, James and Rusty made their way back home. The village was quiet, but the echoes of their shared stories and the bond they had formed with Rusty lingered in the air. James looked at Rusty, his loyal companion, and whispered, "We've come a long way, my friend." Rusty looked up, his eyes reflecting the gratitude and loyalty that had cemented their unbreakable bond. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, and stay tuned for more amazing stories like this one. See you next time.